Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Soap Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here are spoilers for Monday's, August 12th, episode of EastEnders, which hasn't yet broadcast on TV but is currently available to stream on BBC iPlayer. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, a vicious turn of events involving Dean Wicks was revealed. Linda began getting letters of blackmail last week from someone who says they are aware that she has been lying about what happened on Christmas Day. It was discovered that Dean, who thinks Linda is hiding something, has been giving Bernie instructions to send these letters. In today's episode, Linda was still afraid after receiving 3 more notes over the weekend, even as she and Johnny got ready to meet with the prosecution team. Bernie, meantime, paid Dean another visit and confided in him that she was finding it difficult to send the letters, particularly since Linda was still intending to make a statement. She started to have doubts about Dean and told him so before getting up to go since she knew he was lying about raping Linda. Dean persuaded her to stay, nevertheless, by claiming that Keanu's killer would go free. As time was running out, Dean urged Bernie to confront Linda more forcefully, telling her that she was the only one who could bring Keanu's case to justice. As Linda was getting ready to go for the meeting, Bernie sent her an anonymous text threat, which alarmed her and caused her to decide to back out. When she went to grab a drink, Johnny stopped her and asked Sharon to comfort a nervous Linda. Although Sharon claimed she wasn't in the right frame of mind to attend the meeting, Johnny knew she had to show up. In a desperate attempt to give Linda courage, he poured her a drink. However, Linda had brought a water bottle filled with wine, and by the time the meeting began, it was obvious that she was inebriated. After speaking with Elaine, Bernie chose to divert her attention by sending her a barrage of texts while she was in a pretrial meeting. When Linda became upset during the meeting, Johnny gave her more alcohol, and the prosecutor declined to allow her to testify if she would be intoxicated. Sharon was scared about what this meant for her when Johnny informed her that Linda was officially off the case when they got back to the Vic. Bernie and Dean felt optimistic in prison. Bernie, though, quickly came to understand that Dean was more concerned with cleaning his own record than obtaining justice for Keanu. What will this new discovery entail for Dean's trial now that Bernie is on her own? In the most recent scenes, Bernie Taylor, Claire Norris, at last saw the light over Dean Wicks, Matt D'Angelo, but sadly, it's too little, too late. Last week, there was a shocking revelation that Bernie had teamed up with Dean to try and persuade Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, to retract her criticism of him. After killing Danny Walter's character Keanu Taylor with a knife last Christmas, Linda used the six to frame Dean for the crime. After Keanu's death was discovered in his apartment by Stacy Slater, Lacey Turner, Linda went to the police and made up a story, claiming to have witnessed Dean bring Keanu's body into the cafe. More recently, as Dean's trial approaches, Linda has been under increasing pressure, and Dean has been making every effort to keep Linda from testifying. First, he persuaded Associate Fraser to make her an offer to back out of her statement if he admitted to raping her in 2014. Linda was willing to accept the terms, but Johnny Carter, Linda's son, Charlie Suff, knew better than to put his trust in Dean, and he arranged for Fraser to be arrested by Jack Branning, Scott Massillon, on charges of extortion and perverting the course of justice. But Dean didn't stop there, and soon Linda was getting letters with poison in them, written by Bernie. Recently, Bernie started to doubt his intentions to go after Linda, even though Dean was adamant that she was hiding the truth about what had actually happened to Keanu. He insisted that Linda had to be lying about this, just as she had lied about him raping her, and that Sharon Watts, Letitia Dean, was the true offender. Bernie, however, quickly refuted Dean's claims that he had no motive to want Keanu dead, pointing out that Linda hadn't lied about the rape and that she couldn't be certain he was telling the truth at this point. Bernie followed Dean's instructions despite her misgivings, this time texting Linda several times. This effectively diverted Linda's attention from her pretrial hearing and ultimately convinced Johnny to let her have a drink. When the prosecutor realized she was intoxicated, this turned into a total fiasco and she was not allowed to take the stand. Knowing that the case against him would probably collapse in the absence of Linda's statement, Dean was ecstatic about this development. Do you want to learn surprising EastEnders spoilers first? From Coronation Street, who is departing? The most recent rumors from Emmerdale? Come chat with 10,000 other fans of Metro's soap operas on WhatsApp Soap's community to gain access to exclusive interviews, must-watch videos, and spoiler galleries. You only need to click this link, choose Join Chat, and you're in. Remember to enable alerts so you may be informed when we've published new spoilers. Bernie, on the other hand, remained unstable, having believed that her efforts would force Linda to come clean. Bernie was shocked to learn that Dean had been taking advantage of her when she brought this up, but he said it wasn't his problem. Bernie has finally come to her senses regarding Dean, but for poor Linda, who will soon find herself in a potentially fatal situation, it is too little, too late. The exit plan for Dean Wicks from EastEnders might have changed as a result of a hint of a twist. Actor Matt D'Angelo hinted that things wouldn't go as planned and that there would be a twist in store when he announced Dean's departure. Now, fresh scenes from Monday night may have hinted at the shocking departure. In the most recent episode, Dean, who is still in jail on suspicion of killing Keanu Taylor, carried out his scheme against Linda Carter alongside Bernadette Taylor. Bernie, Keanu's sister, surreptitiously joined forces with Dean when he persuaded her that Linda was concealing something and that he was not the murderer. They are unaware that Linda killed Keanu and that other locals are hiding her Christmas Day murder. Bernie made the decision to assist Dean in his efforts to apprehend her brother's murderer. However, since Linda claimed to have seen Dean in the vicinity the night Keanu died, the objective was to prevent Linda from testifying in court. After Linda showed up inebriated to a meeting to discuss her testimony, the prosecutor quickly determined that Linda was unfit to testify. Dean received word that Linda's evidence against him would probably be dismissed, which meant he might walk free. Dean realized he didn't need to push Linda or assist Bernie anymore since he was aiming for his freedom. When he informed Bernadette that he would not be assisting her anymore and that she would not be able to solve the case, she was upset. Bernie assured him she had fulfilled her end of the bargain, but Dean declared the plan unnecessary since he might be freed before to the resumption of the murder investigation. Will Dean be allowed to leave Walford with no strings attached if he is freed upon his departure from the show? Might he manage to escape before the authorities apprehend him once more? Or would someone like Bernie wind up getting even with him and he meets a grisly end? Although Dean's whereabouts are still unknown, it's possible that he won't wind up in jail after all. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, Matt D'Angelo's character Dean Wicks made yet another devious maneuver in his quest for freedom. Last week, viewers discovered that Dean had engaged the assistance of Bernie Taylor, Claire Norris, in order to blackmail Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, with information on the true nature of Bernie's brother Keanu's, Danny Walters, murder. Bernie paid Dean another visit while killer Linda was reeling from several more threats that had come in over the weekend. Bernie pointed out that Linda had not broken under pressure, so perhaps she was telling the truth about Dean's role in Keanu's death. After all, Bernie was aware that Dean had already committed rape. Bernie was persuaded by Dean that they were getting close to finding the real murderer and that they should intensify their threats against Linda. Bernie warned Linda via anonymous text that the truth had to be revealed while he was still back in Walford. At the Queen Vic, Linda revealed to her son Johnny, Charlie Suff, that the blackmailer has her phone number. Alarmed by this newfound suffering, Linda announced she was canceling her pre-trial conference. In a desperate move, Johnny gave Linda a drink in the hopes that it would ease her anxiety enough for her to continue with the meeting. With each question the prosecutor asked Linda about her statement regarding Dean, Linda grew more and more inebriated, sipping from a covertly held cup of alcohol. Despite Johnny's best efforts to steer her in the right direction, Linda's actions convinced the prosecutor that she was an untrustworthy witness. Even though Linda's testimony was required for the trial to find Dean guilty, Linda was dropped as a prosecution witness, and Dean was ecstatic to inform Bernie that there was now a chance the case against him would be dismissed. But Dean nonchalantly said that this was not his problem when Bernie wanted to get on with finding out who killed Keanu. Bernie felt betrayed and perplexed by her previous acts against Linda because Dean was just concerned with restoring his own reputation. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.